Who had 2 walks in this game today? No hits, but he had 2 walks. Kyle Tucker. And
isn't he awesome?
It's something so
awesome.
simple. It's like a little league type mentality going into a game, but that's almost the way the Cubs have to play it, especially on cold days at Wrigley Field. If a pitcher's going to walk you and put you on base, you never know what's going to happen the more base runners you put on. You might have Machado boot a ball. You might have Seiya Suzuki beat the forced throw to second base. And by the way, Counsell after the game said he now thinks they have scored 6 runs this season after the team has beaten out a throw at second base. So it's hustle, it's patience, it's all the small things Corey was talking about at the beginning of the podcast. If the Cubs want to exceed projections this year, those are some of the things they need to do on a regular basis, and they did it in the home opener.
Yeah. Kyle Tucker is awesome, and I will be taking the Extend Kyle Tucker sign to Wrigley Field every Friday home game the rest of the season if I have to. And if that means that we will potentially get a Kyle Tucker extension, then I will stand outside the marquee if I have to every day before I even go to work and do post game with you, Luke, right? Yeah, he got a great ovation beginning of the game when he first came up, and I think that he walks more than he strikes out, man. And then sometimes he hits homers, and sometimes he'll hit the ball the opposite field and for a double or just for a hit, and then he'll give you really good defense. He's awesome. And what you're telling me, because I did not see this this video, him talking to Marquis, that sounds like a form of leadership. Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, for sure.
If it feels like a form of leadership, if that's,
and you got to listen to him. The guy has pelts on the wall.
Yeah.
And the young guys, everybody's got to listen to him, and leading by example, then going out and getting the 2 walks. Corey, did you see, by the way, that Obvious Shirts took Cody's,
sign?
I don't want to say childlike sign that said Extend Kyle Tucker.
I did.
And they've turned it into a possible shirt.
Good.
We have to give credit to Greg Braggs. Okay, he's the one who made the sign.
It was Braggs with the childlike writing.
But that's like such. I honestly sell the shirts. Like, let's go. Like, I thought it was hilarious. Let's go. There were a lot of people in the park that wanted a picture of the sign.
I was gonna ask Cody, like, I know you're a left field man, but like, I gotta tell you, no disrespect to Ian Happ or Pete Crow Armstrong. But like,
wait a minute.
I would be. I'm not a bleacher man, but I would be moving over to right field just to be as close to Kyle Tucker as I possibly could be.
Listen, if this is going to land a Kyle Tucker extension, if I have to go hang out in right field for a few games, like, I'm willing to do it.
You'll make that sacrifice.
So
I'll make the sacrifice. I know our good friend Brett Taylor was in right field today. Like, I'll go hang out with him if he's here, like
when Bleacher Jeff makes the jump, then you know when my Ty Guy and Bleacher Jeff make the jump to right field, then you know it's there. What if Sammy were to run out arm in arm with Kyle Tucker, American flags in each hand before a game?
You're going to give me a heart attack.
What would happen, Cody? You'd be like, what am I doing way over here in left field?
Luke, have you been reading my dream journal?
Seriously, like,
where did you get that idea?
I thought
that's only been in my dreams, man.
I just to add, like what you were talking about, Luke, like on Brendan and I show last night, we read the quote from Seiya talking about how, he's learned from Kyle Tucker already, kind of stay aggressive, don't get passive, even in good counts or when you're scuffling and stuff like that. And so to hear, the story you're saying about patience and stuff like that, it's one of those things where how good he is. You can look at all these stats when they make the trade, or, if you're watching them in the playoffs, and this is a great player. It's all, you can read it in these numbers, but watching it day to day is such an absolute pleasure. His at-bats are so professional and composed, and you just feel like every time you were talking about it, when we were talking about Presley, everything was a 3-2 count. Everything felt like a battle. It's Kyle Tucker every time. He's in a 3-2 count, either walking or hitting the ball hard if he's making it out, or, doing work to put up what does he have now, an 1100 OPS or something like that. Just an absolute professional at the plate. And when you add in that power and stuff like that, what a wonderful kind of leader for everybody else on this offense to take a page out of. Don't give the pitchers an inch. Stay aggressive in your approach, even if you're scuffling. Don't expand your zone. Don't change your approach from who you are. Stick with it. Don't give the pitchers an inch, and those results are come. And it's amazing to have a guy like that where you feel like you didn't get the fireworks from him or whatever. He's still on base a couple times. He's still taking his walks. He's still scoring runs. He's still contributing out there. He stole a base. You know, like he's one of those guys. He's always going to have an impact in the game. Just I feel like, you know, when I'm tweeting about it or talking about it, I feel like am I going overboard? But then I'm watching him going like, nah, man, we haven't had a player like this in close to 10 years. I mean, prime Chris Bryant, like at that level, like, and not that I forgot, but just watching it on a daily basis, you're just reminded like, man, like there's guys that are just at a completely separate level from other players. Cubs have a lot of good players, but you watch Kyle Tucker's plate appearances and you're like, this is a different breed of hitter.
Yeah.
You have to bring that sign now to every Friday 120, don't you?
Yeah.
You have to hope that there are copycats from that. You hope that actually Avi Shirts does make the shirt and they start to sell it and have the bleachers. You have to guilt the Cubs into doing this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for, is that he has a season that is so spectacular and so great that they look at it and go, we can't let him walk away at any price, because if we do, everybody's going to know it was us.
That's how it should be.
Should be.
He is we talked about it last night. Like I want to enjoy the year we have and not like every time think like, oh, he's so great, they better extend him, you know?
Yeah.
But he's the perfect candidate, you know, his age, how he should age as a player and a hitter, a guy that like this front office, everybody would love a guy that walks in some seasons more than they strike out. But like when you look at like what is the like platonic ideal of what a Jed Hoyer front office wants in a player, it's Kyle Tucker. They didn't go for Soto, the young generational star that they could lock up for 15 years or whatever it is.
That would have been
if they're not gonna do Tucker, I think we're gonna have to move on from thinking they're ever gonna extend or give a big contract like this, because he's the guy. But it's funny, Luke, you say like, what if he has such a big season? As I'm watching some of the things when he was in Oakland hitting the homers day after day and just like looking out of his mind, I turned to Kate Cody and I was like, he's gonna make $1 billion. Look at how he's hitting. Like he's gonna cost $1 billion. He's so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you're right. It's a catch-22. The only way they might do it is they get guilted into doing it because he's so great and everybody just falls in love with the guy. But it also is raising the price every time he does it. Everybody gets to see it.